Hello everybody, welcome to Haiku Talk. I'm your host, Ben Ga, your friendly neighborhood haiku poet, and today we're going to be taking a look at a piece from Rowan Beckett from the latest issue of Acorn. And the first line of this piece is soft pastels. And this is a Senryu. Haven't had one of those in a little while. But here we go. And now that we've gotten that part out of the way, you know what time it is. It's time to grab yourself a tasty beverage, sit back and relax, and let's Senryu. Hello everybody, good to be back with you again for another episode of Haiku Talk. This is a good one. It's a nice tasty poem, lots of layers to it, and let's get right into the piece. The poem goes like this. Soft pastels, a bit of me made up. Soft pastels, a bit of me made up. I like this piece. I say this a lot when I'm on, when we're doing these episodes, but it's one of those pieces that I really stopped in my couple readings of this issue and just stopped on, and it just sits with me for a while. And it sits with me because of the different layers and different ways to read the poem that just make it just a really wonderful piece. To start with, the very first layer that I came across was just the simple thing of, soft pastels, putting a little makeup on, and how, soft pastels and makeup, kind of changing a little bit of your face, a little bit of your look to go out into the world. And the fact that the pastels are soft pastels, it's a lightening, it's a happy thing, it's playful. And the idea that you would make yourself up a little bit before going out into the world is a fun thing. We've all done it. We've all done it, in one way or another. Then it made me think of pastels as it made me think of art and creating art and how, pastels it's a medium. I used to sketch with pastels way back when. And the idea in the context of the poem with a little bit of me made up made me think of doing self-portraits, with soft pastels, and how you try to bring out a certain angle of whatever person, whatever mood or expression you wanted to get out. And so while you're presenting a self-portrait or even a portrait, but since it refers to a little bit of me made up, I'm thinking self-portrait. It's not necessarily all of you, but it's the portions of you that you want to showcase. And in that case, you're creating a sense of yourself that is a little bit made up. And then that makes me think of writing and how there's a truth to the world and there are poetic truths. I think of a line from this film L.A. Story, written by Steve Martin, that said, a kiss may not be the truth, but it is what we wish were true. And so with our poems, sometimes you have a truth, a base point where you're coming from, but the poem has a truth of its own. And sometimes as you're writing and revising, you get further away from that moment that you might have actually experienced, and the poem takes on its own shape, its own hue, its own truth. And as long as that poem sticks to it, and it rings and reads true, it is true. But at the same time, it's just a little bit made up. and so on and so on and so on with this poem. It's a wonderful, wonderful reflection point. Here in the United States, we're about to embark on the Thanksgiving holiday season. And for Thanksgiving, you gather with family and friends, and you give thanks for all sorts of things, and you're together. And that is the sort of the nice overview of what happens. But also what happens, you get together with people and you present, people ask you, how are things going? How's your life? How's your work? How's your relationship? How's your cat doing? They want to know about you, and you want to know about other people. And at that point, we get to construct whatever narratives we want to. It's a way to answer that question. And I don't know about you, but I think most of us, we kind of use some soft pastels and make it up a little bit. We kind of don't really, it's very rare that people will get into the raw, well, this is how things are really going moment, especially in sort of the lighthearted dinner banter conversation. Or, sometimes we do get into those harsh fights and those divisive areas of family life, and they can be what's supposed to be a good, happy occasion can be very negative and very divisive. And in some cases, that soft pastel of mask kind of comes in handy in a different way, and it comes out in a different way. But in any case, there's a little bit of making things up into all of these long, big social gatherings, for better or for worse. And I'm sure the further we reflect on this poem, the further you iterate and cycle through it and come up and think about it in a new way, you can spend a lot of time here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. I mean, it's the amazing capacity of haiku that keeps me coming back to it again and again and again. The amazing capacity of Senryu, something so small that can say so much and bring me into engagement in all sorts of thoughts and scenes and areas of life that you need to go to. And Rowan Beckett has a wonderful little piece in a wonderful little journal. And thank you for coming along for the little bit of a ride as we go through that one. This nice piece, Soft Pastels. And that wraps it up today. Thanks again for tuning in. Give a thumbs up if you like the episode. Ring the bell to get notifications for new episodes, and subscribe to make this little channel pop up in more crazy little random search engines, algorithms and such and whatnots. And with that, I will say I'm very thankful for you and my subscribers and the people that tune in, the people that leave comments. I do read them all, and it's a wonderful little thing that we've got going on here. I do thank you very much for doing so. It means a lot to me that people want to tune in and that are interested in haiku and senryu, and interested in what I'd call the good stuff. The stuff that is beyond 575, the stuff that reaches in and shows you something, allows you to step inside the moment and see something of yourself. That certainly was the case with the senryu, and with all of the other poems that have been listed on this channel thus far. So, here's to the next episode. Until then, have a wonderful day.